find that the West Virginia voters overwhelmingly support raising the cigarette tax, and they would vote for candidates who would support it.
Now, there aren't too many things that public health advocates and the tobacco companies agree on, but this is one of them. And that's why health groups like the American Cancer Society, the American Heart Association, American Lung Association, and many others support a tobacco tax increase, and why the tobacco companies oppose it. Raising the tobacco tax by $1 or more will be a huge win for public health in West Virginia. It'll keep more than 19,000 West Virginia kids who are alive today from becoming smokers, and encourage almost 13,000 current smokers to quit using tobacco. Together, this will save 9,500 West Virginians from a premature death from tobacco.
Every state that has increased its cigarette tax significantly has seen dramatic increases in revenue, despite the declines in smoking brought about by the tax. There are no exceptions.
Our survey shows that a sizable majority of voters favors a tobacco tax increase, that voters view tobacco taxes differently than other deficit reduction proposals that engender widespread opposition, and that voters in West Virginia prefer politicians who support a tobacco tax increase over those who oppose it.
As policymakers here debate this issue, you'll hear a lot about how smokers will avoid the new tax through cross-border sales, internet purchases, and so on. While some of this will occur, tax avoidance will be nominal, short-lived for most, and will not come anywhere near offsetting the tremendous benefits of the tobacco tax increase. Over their lifetimes, those prevented from becoming smokers or continuing smoking will save almost $458.7 million in healthcare costs. So you can see that the second win here for West Virginia is a cost savings and revenue.
Our survey shows that a sizable majority of West Virginia voters favors a $1 per pack increase in the state tobacco tax, with part of the revenue used to fund a program to reduce tobacco use, particularly among kids, and the rest of the revenue used to reduce the state budget shortfall. 63% would favor a tobacco tax increase of this kind, while only 35% would oppose it.
We don't want to see this as free money up for grabs that goes into the general revenue and spent somewhere for other issues that don't pertain to health care. So I would caution individuals that as we move forward in the legislature, be sure we spend the money wisely where we get the best benefit.
You know, there's political risk in any decision that you make, but you know, you're definitely going to upset a few people. But the number of people you upset by increasing a tobacco tax is by far a lot smaller than any other kind of increase, and that really is offset by the overwhelming support you have from a larger group.
Well, I think what happens next is we have to get legislation introduced in the legislature, whether it's in some upcoming special session or next regular session. And then I think it's pretty clear that from this poll and from the other remarks we had here today that raising the tobacco tax is a win-win-win for West Virginia.